Thanks for taking the time to check out Ryver. My name's Michael, and in this video, I'm going to show you some of the main features of Ryver, some of the functionality that we have, and some of the really cool things that nobody else does. And, it should be a pretty quick video that just sort of walks through the basics and allows you to see some of that stuff. But just understand that we do have a lot of additional, more advanced features that we're not going to get into on this video. You know, the basics of Ryver are we have chats, topics, and tasks in terms of communicating and managing work getting done and making sure work gets done. Just to briefly summarize those, chats are just like an instant message or a group text message. You can type anything you want in this bottom text bar here and hit send or return on your keyboard, and it will post that message. And it's just a big stream. So great for simple messages. You can also attach files from your own computer or links to URLs and so on the internet, or you can integrate with a multitude of other products, Google Drive and Dropbox and Box.com and places that you store files, and drop them in Ryver from those places as well once you've integrated. We also have emojis available, so if you like sending little smiley faces, you can do that as well. So chats are really simple. You can call out people and get their attention if you want to by using the @ symbol before their username. I did this here with one of our users named South, and that was just calling to attention. He's going to get a notification that I'm trying to get him to respond to something or read something by using that @ symbol in there. It's called an @ mention. So we have those available right throughout Ryver. And that's basically chat. So really simple way to use Ryver. A lot of people use chats and pretty familiar with that. So I'll move on to topics. Topics are a really great feature because it allows you to have more complex conversations in Ryver. And essentially when you click in here, you'll see a list of all of the topics that are available. And topics kind of the same or similar functionality to Facebook posts. It's a threaded conversation under one subject line that allows more people to comment, and those comments get placed underneath the first one and underneath the most recent one to add to that conversation. It allows you to have a much more threaded, structured conversation about a particular subject. So essentially, when you're looking at this list, you can see who started the topic. You can see how many posts there are, if there's attachments in there. I can click on any of these if I want to and see what was happening and look at some of the responses. This is just a demo account, so you'll see some stuff there that doesn't make sense. But basically allows you to read there, come in, respond if you want to with whatever you wanted to respond with, or add a file and that sort of thing. So another great way to communicate on Ryver using topics for more complex kind of conversations. And then the last way to communicate and really manage work getting done is by using tasks. And tasks are fantastic. Basically, they allow you to set up a task, or Ryver allows you to set up a task on a task board like this with lots of cards. And this has columns in it as well. And all of this is customizable, okay? And once you have this set up, you can move those columns around, or you can move one particular task around, up and down on that column, however you'd like to. Of course, you want to move things towards being complete. And this is a team task. So this is a sales team that I'm in, and it's a team task. And it allows me to manage those tasks and to-do items and that sort of thing as a team. We also have personal tasks in Ryver, which you'll see here, which function basically the same, but only I can see them and only I can assign them to myself, okay? I can only assign them to myself. No one else can assign them to me. But they're both very practical and just really allow you to get a lot of work done as a team. So what's great about that is you can actually take chats. If someone had said in here in a chat, can you get this done by Friday at 5 o'clock? I could then turn that into a task and respond to them and say yes. I can set a reminder for myself because we have reminders in Ryver as well. I can set a reminder for myself. I can assign that task to some of my team to make sure that task gets done. And then I can place it on that task board, on the appropriate task board, wherever I want. And if someone had said in a sales team chat something about another team that was more appropriate to place on a task board in another team, I can move it there. And we can do that with chats and topics. You can move things around on River. So what's great about that and really unique about that is it allows you to go from having conversations to getting work done, which is a big transition that River has, really mastered and allowed people and teams to, be really productive in their workspace or in their organization. Okay, so that's some of the basic about River in terms of chats, topics, and tasks. Then if you break that down a little further in terms of teams, essentially we have open forums, we have sales teams, and we have direct messages. And all three of those are different ways to communicate inside River, okay? So open forums are communicating with everybody on the team, essentially. So any member of your River account can interact with these open forums and get in there and click on them, open them up, chat, or participate in a topic, or move into a task and start to get work done with a task. But it is really a place, open forums are places for all of the people in your organization to participate. Private teams, on the other hand, are private. You have to be invited to a private team to even know it exists. And that allows for you to have private conversations. You might have a board of directors and you only want those board of directors to have a particular conversation. Your regular staff might not be appropriate for them to talk in that conversation or see that conversation. So you can set up a team called board of directors and only invite the board members in, and no one else would even know that team exists. So that's one of the great things about River too, is you can have open conversations or you can have private conversations, which is great as well. And then lastly, we have direct messages, and that's just one-on-one communication. So if I was talking to Robbie, for example, it would just be Robbie and I that could see that conversation, nobody else, okay? So that's sort of the basics of River, essentially. Some of the other things about River are we have notifications, so you can set up notifications. So when things are happening in teams that you're not on top of or not watching right now or don't want to watch all the time, you can set up a notification to make sure that you are told when something happens in that area. So you make sure you never miss anything. And there's a variety of ways to set up notifications to do that. There's also controls to change the colors and change your settings about how you want the menu items here to react and so on. Lots of other things. You can do searches to find things quickly. So if I was type in the word marketing here, I could do that very easily and pull up all the instances of the word marketing right throughout the entire account that I have access to. And it'll split it up for me because there's a lot of things going on in River. It makes it easy for me to find what I'm looking for and shows me topics and topic replies, teams, forums, users, files, tasks, and so on, chat messages and whatnot. So nice, easy ways to get around in River. So that's kind of the basics of River. This gives you a pretty quick idea of what we're about.